Hey everybody, it's been a long time since I've done one of these video thing, blog sort of operations. So I'm trying a new microphone today and a remote and some things, but I just wanted to kind of check in with people who care about the Gibsons and say a couple things about church for those who go to High Point. One of the reasons I've been off the radar for a while, and a lot of you know, is because Jude had a really major surgery on his hips and legs. Jude, of course, is my third. He has a birth defect called arthrogryposis, which affects all of his joints and muscles and lots of stuff like that. Anyway, so we kind of took the plunge and did the big hip surgery, which was a big decision, but we felt like we had a really good surgeon here. The UW Children's Hospital is great, and so we went for it. A guy named Dr. Noonan was our surgeon, and he said that the surgery went perfect, which is kind of what you want to hear when you're a parent. And so then we had casts for 8 weeks, and then he got the big casts off, but he still has like a booty cast, and he can't really walk around yet, and his legs are really atrophied, and he's a little frustrated and so on. So it's really kind of been a long haul for 10 or 12 weeks. So that's one of the reasons we've been off the radar. Then all my family got sick with like a week-long flu, and I think I was like literally in bed 4 days, which is the sickest I've been in more than 10 years. So that wasn't much fun. So, yeah. So, I have a little cheat sheet of what I'm supposed to be talking about. So, yeah, we were sick. Okay. So, in relationship to High Point Church, those of you who want to know how things are going here, who don't live here, the church is actually doing pretty well and has been doing pretty well. And when I have been sick or working with Jude and stuff like that, that hasn't really changed anything. People here are pretty just, this is their church. They don't come here just because of me. They do stuff. So it's been really cool. It's cool to pastor a church like that. So High Point has been really great along those lines. So things seem to go up and to the right, and more people seem to be coming, and those things are cool, but we've got a lot of stuff we have to work on too. So anyway, let me just say a couple things about what's coming up over the next couple weeks. Easter is going to be coming up, and basically everything we're doing in Easter, besides just simply celebrating Jesus' resurrection, is designed to get people into Alpha and into Financial Peace University. So the Explosion this coming Saturday is all about getting people to come to Easter service. Easter service, the main focus of the message and the baptisms and all the stuff that we're going to talk about and teach is really going to be designed to maximize signups for Alpha and for Financial Peace University. Because we really believe that'll create the most long-term impact in people's spiritual lives. So, because of that, it's really helpful for you to know something about Financial Peace University and Alpha. Alpha is the way we're going to do it, 7-week introduction to the Christian faith that's designed for people that are not, to where just inviting them to church and them hearing sermons isn't really going to do it. It's designed for people who don't know anything about Christianity and don't want that to be made known to everybody, or they're actually antagonistic towards Christian faith. It functions kind of on the premise that people don't like to listen until they've first been heard. And so what Alpha does is it gets people together for a meal so that there's friendship and camaraderie built. And then there's a video that puts forward Christian content, but it's a talking head on video. And then people get into small groups and they can have discussions with other people that aren't already sort of in the bag for the church, so to speak. You know, they want to talk to other people that are skeptical like they are. And the Christian small group leader, all he or she does for the first 4 or 5 weeks particularly is just say, what does anybody think? What does anybody feel? And that's all they do. They just listen so that people can listen, people can be heard before they're expected to listen, which is really important for people. So anyway, Alpha is actually, it's genius, it's brilliant, it's going to be great. And it may be the perfect thing for you to invite that family member to, or that coworker, or that friend, for whom church really isn't the gig. We're putting a lot of work forward into Alpha to create an opportunity for you to invite people. So I'd really encourage you to take advantage of it. Financial Peace University is, of course, the financial course that Dave Ramsey teaches. And we just really believe that financial decisions people make is a big part of their practical bondage. And we believe that setting people free financially is an enormous part of putting them in a position to be more free spiritually, so they can be free to be generous, so they can be free to make hard decisions. Because most big moral decisions or service decisions or life change decisions have a lot to do with what financial position you're in. Career changes, moving, all that kind of stuff. So we really believe that Financial Peace University could have an enormous effect on people's actual real lives. So everything's pointing to that. The last thing I would say, if you go to High Point, is we're going to be pushing out a survey pretty soon. Because High Point's a congregational church, but it's led by elders and staff, it's important that the people in the church get to talk other than just when they vote people in or out of offices, right? So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to put out some periodic surveys. I think about quarterly, we're going to survey the congregation, and we're going to design them to be 5 to 7 minute surveys. And you'll get an email. If we have your email address, it'll have a link on it. You click on the link, you fill out the survey. It takes 5 minutes. But what it could do is keep me from being the last to know every problem or issue people have in the church. Listen, I don't come from a background where when I hear criticism, I shrivel up. I mean, obviously, I don't want to be criticized every second of every day like anybody else. But I would just as soon get feedback and know how people feel, so I can try to do something about it rather than people keep it to themselves. And the other thing, too, is that if you've got an issue and you share it in the survey, or if you have an idea and 27 other people do, that tells me a lot. If you're the only person that shares your beef, then I can know that you're in the vast minority, which is really helpful for me when I try to figure out how to work things so that we can all work together. So when you see that email or when you hear about that survey, or when you hear there's a link to it up on our website, go to it and take that survey. I really want to hear from you and know, get any ideas I can from you about how the church can be better, how I can do a better job. I think that's about it. I would say just one prayer request besides for Jude's continued recovery. The Thursday before Easter, I'm going to be speaking at kind of a big campus event down at the UW that's designed to be evangelistic. I'm going to be doing a talk on the evidence for the resurrection called The Rise of a Hero. And then I'm going to be doing a question and answer after that where people can ask whatever they want. So that'll be interesting. And it's the kind of thing that I planned on doing before I became a pastor. And I'm really excited to do it. But it also is a big responsibility because a lot of students are going to do a lot of work leading up to this. And I really don't want to disappoint them. I want to do a good job. So if you could pray that I would do a great talk and answer questions really well that Thursday before Easter, I'd really appreciate it.